Hey everybody, we're live, right? He
We're
likes
live
to
now.
tell me sometimes, So we're talking hump day, the weekend. Barry, you didn't laugh this time. That was the first time he hasn't laughed when I said hump day.
I know it's coming now. Humpty.
Aww.
Spelled with
That's
a umpty.
No, I'm laughing. I'm gonna have to come up with something else, but we are already looking ahead. We're fun people like that, or Barry at least is.
Because you got to start planning the weekend early. You can't just jump into it on Friday and say, all right, guys, what's going on?
I'm
You
already
gotta-
planning next week.
Next weekend. So you're planning super far ahead.
Yes, I just showed you an email, and we're going to be sharing this with you. I'm interviewing Blake Shelton next Thursday.
Yay.
I think it's going to be at the Ryman. Still waiting on all the interview stuff, but are you guys excited?
For you?
And for our viewers, I'm going to go Facebook Live.
Get to meet Blake Shelton,
Yeah.
sort of, through the internet, through the magic of
Yes.
the internet, and vicariously through Leslie Dale.
It'd be fun for viewers.
Yeah. Any questions you have, I should ask him? Gwen? I'm a big Gwen fan, too.
Yeah, we could ask him. I'm sure he doesn't want to talk about that. What's
Yeah.
talk about? It's about the music. It's about the
about the
purity and strength of music.
Maybe I should ask
Triumph
him
over
to
adversity.
serenade me
Yeah, I think you should.
live
CMAs are
tonight.
Yeah, you
The
can ask him.
CMAs are tonight.
why he won or didn't win.
Wonder if he's up for anything. We'll figure it all out. So if you have any suggestions, I'm very excited. So I might need help speaking. So just give me some questions. But let's yeah.
I'm sure you need help speaking.
You think? You think I'll get nervous?
I think you'll handle it.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I got this. Okay, let's talk about the weekend here. Let's get into. We can even talk about Thursday, Friday, whatever.
Yeah, where do you want to start? Friday, remind people, we've talked a ton about it, but Hacksaw Ridge opens at theaters.
Barry talked to Vince Vaughn about the movie, which is about the life of Desmond Doss, a local guy, war hero who never fired a shot, never touched a gun. So you might be asking yourself, how exactly does a guy get to be a war hero without firing a shot or touching a gun? Well, or a grenade, or a
touch
missile
any
launcher
weapon.
or anything, no weapon. And that's what this movie's about: is his heroism under fire as a medic, and kind of some of the turmoil that he faced. I'm sure with people who thought he was a scaredy cat, right? And then wanting to
or
help
lying.
people. Yeah, or
he
lying.
was a conscientious objector. Though he says he was a conscientious cooperator because he wanted to serve. There's a huge distinction. The objectors were kind of put off in their own camp and kept away, and then Congress said you can't do that anymore, but they were still kept away because you can imagine you don't want to be in a foxhole with a guy who won't fight.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Or you don't want to find that out.
you certainly
in
don't
the
want to find
foxhole.
that out. But he, unbelievably, but truthfully, not only wanted to fight, he wanted to go to the front lines. Went to Okinawa, Hacksaw Ridge, which is a escarpment, a huge 400-foot plateau. And while his guys were shooting and being shot, he was out amongst them helping the wounded. When they all fell back,
He kept
stayed,
on helping.
and for 12 hours literally helped and lowered 75 different men down that 400-foot cliff to safety.
Hero, and it's proof
It's
that
unbelievable.
it's proof that it's possible, living proof, to be a hero without picking up a weapon.
Yeah, he was the first
Right?
conscientious objector to be awarded the U.S. Congressional Medal of Honor for that. And there's so many more nuances to this story. He's a Seventh-day Adventist, as you said. Also didn't want to work or wouldn't work on Saturday, his Sabbath. The next day after this battle was a Sabbath, or it was actually a couple of days later, but it was a Sabbath. They had a huge plan to take the ridge, and because of his heroism before, the soldiers around him, the same guys who wanted him out, called him a coward, said, "We're not going up there unless he goes with us." And he said, "I'm not going unless you let me pray." And commanders all up and down the chain of command said, "Let the man pray."
Let the man pray.
So they held off the timing of this assault. And true story again, no one in his company was injured that day.
And again,
Wow.
local guy.
It's amazing
Local
stuff.
guy lived here most of his life.
Yeah,
right?
he got out of the Army and was medically discharged. He was hit with a grenade and a sniper and got tuberculosis while in, and they antibiotics. They overdosed him. He lost his hearing. He got out in 46. In 51, he moved to Rising Fawn, where he and his wife bought a farm.
Beautiful.
And lived there. So almost his death in 2006. He actually died in Alabama.
Okay.
I think he got very sick and was in a hospital down there.
So that's
Anyway,
a great
movie,
opportunity,
yeah.
and this movie. Anybody can watch it.
Didn't you go to
It's
the
R
preview?
rated. I saw the movie last week. It's
So-
R rated. It's a Mel Gibson flick, so you know the violence,
Yeah,
the battlefield
he doesn't
scenes
shy away.
are going to be
Mel
real.
Gibson has shot a couple of war movies ranging across the centuries, right?
Shot a couple of violent
going
comments,
back
too.
to the Aztecs and was it the Scots? I can't remember.
The Braveheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes an exploding body.
Yeah, doesn't.
There are a lot of exploding bodies. in
Part
this
of
movie.
his cinematic language.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to watch war movies. I don't get into that, but I did love the one. It really caught me with Heath Ledger. Do you remember that?
Was that the?
It was Mel Gibson.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the son.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Patriot. I
Yeah,
think.
it was really good.
Yeah.
I was a big am a big Heath Ledger fan
Yeah.
still.
So that's an interesting question because this movie is being marketed to a lot of churches.
Oh.
In fact, churches are buying out theaters, just for their members to go.
Okay.
That's one of the things that they did when we saw it at the screening was if you wanted to sponsor a movie, buy out a theater, they gave you the opportunity. So
Have you written about what you thought of the movie? Or are you going to?
I didn't. Sean Ryan,
Okay.
our life features editor, it was at the same screening, and he wrote a review for Saturday's paper.
Okay, what did he say?
Don't give it all away.
Sorry, Ellis.
A lot of what we just
a
talked
little bit.
about. Yeah, it's interesting because they broke it down. My thing is, and I've said this since really learning more about it, is it's a great story as it is. It doesn't need to be Hollywoodized or
Blockbuster.
messed with too much.
Yeah. So was it?
My knock on it, if I have one, is they devoted a lot, the first half of the movie, to the relationship between Desmond and his wife.
Interesting.
So it's this sort of
Romantic.
very sweet, almost Hallmark
Oh.
kind of
Right.
movie.
Pulling on
and
those.
then the last of it is exploding bodies.
That's a weird combo. But
Yeah, so it really, as far as audiences, that's I guess why I hesitated when you asked. Because
I know.
It's,
Sorry.
If you're into romances, the first half. If you're into war movies, the second half. If you're
Well, it's
kinda-
interesting, like as reporters, we talk about this a lot, focus. So it sounds like the movie had two focuses, like two
bit.
movies within one, which is kind of a no-no as a writer, but or if you're gonna do it, you have to be able to bring it all full circle, So I guess, to each their own, go see it yourself.
It's
Everything's
still good.
subjective.
It's getting a lot of buzz. Got a 10-minute standing ovation at Sundance.
Wow.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, I mean, everything's subjective.
Yeah.
Okay, and Vince Vaughn, I was very interested in that conversation. What was the one thing you really took away from that? Was it that he said we're trying to do it justice and not mess with it, or?
Yeah, that was the emphasis. Mel Gibson, again, is the director, that was his emphasis. There's a documentary called The Conscientious Objector, done by Terry Benedict, he lives here. He's a Hollywood producer, but lives here.
Wow.
He
yeah.
did that documentary
Yeah, he's a great guy. Rebecca's wife. Yeah.
back in 2004. Gibson made the entire cast and crew watch it.
Oh, wow.
So, to ensure the accuracy and to also let people know this is what this is all about.
We need to have him in here.
Yeah, he'd be a great
We need to
guest.
do that.
He'd be a great guest. So.
Rebecca, are you listening? Set that up for me.
Talked to him last week as well, and so that's a fascinating documentary. If you're at all interested in the the bigger story than the Hollywood movie, it's worth it. You can watch it on YouTube.
Very cool. And that reminds me, we talked to Wayne of Wayne-orama Magic. Is a big artist, sculptor, famous for Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Playhouse.
We went there yesterday, took a tour, showed you guys. Scroll down on our Facebook page for that. But he also has a documentary that
Beauty is embarrassing.
is embarrassing. Beauty is embarrassing. So that just reminded me when you said
Yeah.
documentary. But that's something you should definitely check out too. We had a lot of hard news going on yesterday with the Bobby Stone video, pictures, the mayor case. So I want to make sure you guys get the fun stuff too. So go down on the page and watch Wayne-A-Rama because he's an amazing, beautiful guy.
Beauty's Embarrassing. You can find it on Amazon Video.
Amazon,
he says.
okay,
So check that
cool.
out. He's got it for sale there.
Or go by.
Or go by.
Wayne-A-Rama. It's on Rossville Avenue.
1800 Rossville.
1800.
Yeah.
It's really
amazing. Really cool what's going on there.
So people, if you're not interested in a hybrid romantic war movie, what else? What else can people see? What
what
else
can
is
we
going
do?
on?
Music.
Give me your top picks here.
cool. It's Christmas.
Already?
Did you know that? Did you know that? There
We haven't even
already
had Thanksgiving yet. This is my chief complaint with the Christmas season.
I don't disagree. There are already 2 radio stations that are playing Christmas music full time.
Which 2 are those? Just so we can know to tune in.
106.9.
That is crazy.
106.9 will be playing Christmas music and
96.1.
96.1. So
Oh.
starting now and ending next year probably.
Oh, and you have an article about Wayne-A-Rama in here.
Yeah.
Chattanooga Now. Cool.
Lisa
Love it when things
Denton,
come together like that.
Love it.
You and I were talking earlier, Ellis. Lisa Denton, who puts this together, does the majority, put together that huge Halloween to-do list.
Yes.
She's already started on a Christmas list, and that's
Oh
We
my
got to
goodness.
Gotta start planning because you can't possibly do all this stuff. This is something I kind of say
Kind
every
of
week.
stressing me out.
But yeah, there is so much starting literally now and extending throughout the rest of November and December. There is Christmas stuff going on, from Santa Claus coming to town over at the mall to East Ridge, one of the craziest cities in the United States, doing their Christmas parade just before Thanksgiving. That's right, you heard it here first. Before Thanksgiving, before the turkey is even cut, the city of East Ridge will have Christmas floats.
Already, look
Yeah,
at that.
that's their thing. That's their trademark. So,
see, I joke, we're just
Whoa.
going to start calling it Happy Hallow Thanks.
Hallow Thanksmas.
Run
I
it
like
all
it.
together.
Happy Hallow Thanksmas.
So that's all happening. So if you thought you had a little bit of a buffer time between Halloween and Christmas, you were wrong. But we're also going to have a ton of Thanksgiving stuff too, right? I mean,
Well, let's give ourselves a plug.
yeah. Yeah. Speaking of people who are jumping the gun a little bit, the Chattanooga Times Free Press would love to invite you to the Ho Ho Expo this weekend,
This
Saturday and
very
Sunday.
weekend.
I'll be there. I'll be assisting.
You will?
I'll be assisting with moving things in and moving things around on the
Wow.
floor. They were looking for strong backs and weak minds, so I volunteered.
They came to you, right?
Yeah, they came. I was at the top of their list. And
Sounds
so,
right.
So we'll have, and there's just a bunch of stuff. We give away cookies. We've got
All the vendors that are going to be there are down here. There's cookies.
and people can do their Christmas shopping there too, can't they?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can obviously find out more information on timesfreepress.com.
Things
Right.
for the kids,
Yeah.
tattoos. We're calling them the Snow Sisters.
Oh.
That's right.
They're from that big Disney movie, Anna and Elsa. I think you can probably
Frozen.
figure out.
Oh my gosh, I can't go back to that.
Are we allowed
Please.
to say?
We're not
No.
supposed to, but that might be right. They're going to be there for pictures,
Oh,
and
no.
they're actually going to perform on stage
Thought we were
at
past
4
that.
o'clock. Ballet Tennessee is doing something Saturday and Sunday at 2, and there's a fashion show at 3
A
on
fashion show?
Saturday.
Oh, I should go
What
to
type of
that.
fashion show is this?
I think it's stuff you can buy for your loved one.
For the
Yeah.
Christmas season. So it's a
Yeah.
fashion show of Christmas fashions,
Well, I don't know that it's Christmas
just fashions in general. Because I was thinking like if you had, I always look for really ugly sweaters that I can buy for people and force them to wear.
By 4 people.
Don't
Yeah.
get me one. Don't get me one.
So yeah,
He will.
that's going on.
Okay, so let's talk about some music. You know, I always want to talk about that, and then I want to get into a restaurant review in here that I love. So music tonight on Wednesday nights, Brewhouse local Danimal plays. I think he starts around 5, goes on to like 8:30 or something like that. You could do that tonight to start your weekend off
Danimal
really
is playing
early
tonight at
at
Brewhouse.
Brewhouse every
Okay.
Wednesday. Every Wednesday. What
Right.
what other music things
Tomorrow
we have going
night
on?
at Barking Legs, which is a great venue,
Yes.
they're doing they've started a jazz tribute to jazz legends.
That's great.
Series, the Knoxville Jazz Orchestra.
Is it Billie Holiday? or-
Yeah, they're doing
Yeah.
Billie Holiday,
old school jazz,
and
sort of.
Lester Young. Kelly Jolly and her husband Will Boyd will be there tomorrow night doing Lester Young. He sax player, and Kelly will be Billie Holiday. And I talked to her earlier, she's got kind of a neat story. I guess since she started singing as a small child, people always said you look and sound like Billie Holiday. And
She does, that picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
she-
have it in here.
she didn't like that early on because, you know, Billie had a pretty rough life. And so she always associated that comparison as, you know, what's wrong with my life. But in high school, senior year, her music professor created a Billie Holiday award just for her. And so it kind of got her thinking, so she's embraced it ever since. So
Yeah.
that should be good, and that's you know, a good opportunity to hear great jazz. Obviously.
Amazing. And, you know, a lot of people with those tough lives have amazing creative outlets like music and are the most beautiful people.
That's one of the questions I get asked a lot. In fact, I was walking past the Choo Choo the other day, and somebody was like, "Hey, where do I find jazz around here?" And I was like, "Actually, it's not that easy all the time to
No,
find."
it really
But I told
isn't.
them, you know, a couple of places where I'd seen it before, but it is neat. You know, some towns, New York, Philadelphia, are kind of known for their
Boston.
jazz clubs. Boston. And people will go there and kind of, you know, you kind of go underground sometimes. It's very exciting.
Love
So
it, yeah.
it's neat to see Chattanooga embracing
right.
that a little bit more.
Well, I mean, we've had two jazz clubs that both did well.
Yeah.
People sought them out and found them. They just for other reasons and whatever they didn't last. But Chattanooga on ML King is a place. If they're at, send them there.
Chattanooga.
They have
For all you
something
jazz
going
lovers out
on
there.
between the Bessie Smith Cultural Center and Chattanooga now. There's a lot more jazz
Okay.
things going on than
The
used
Foundry
to
was
be.
doing something for a while
Oh,
over there,
right.
weren't they? Over at the
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga Hotel.
Yeah.
And
Forget about
that's one
that.
that I had been to and recommended to someone. But anyway, but it's nice to see.
Yep.
It's a neat thing for Chattanooga to get that.
So music, local dudes playing. We have the jazz.
Music, local dudes play.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I'm
the
just
other-
throwing it all together. We got
Yeah.
Danimal, we got the jazz, we got the CSO.
The
We
other-
got local dudes playing
We got-
all over this thing,
Hey.
and dudettes.
The other
Is that
big
a dudette
event
award?
Sure.
in town is
Sure.
Head of the Hooch.
Yes.
And that's a big deal because we've got 2 Olympic gold medal winners coming to sign autographs at the Head of the Hooch, and they'll be elsewhere.
cool.
I think they're swinging by Howard School and Jeep Girls Preparatory School, maybe a couple other places. I haven't memorized it all.
So our outdoors
But
reporter David Cobb
Yeah.
is covering all that. We'll have that.
He
for
broke
you.
that news yesterday. That's on our
Yeah.
website right now. And so, yeah, if you want to meet some Olympic gold medalists from this previous Olympics in the flesh,
Yeah.
they'll be out there, rain or shine. And it looks like it's going to be shine.
Good.
It was torrential, horrible, cold, biting, piercing
Yeah,
rain
terrible
last year.
wasn't it?
Miserable. This year it's going to be the complete opposite. Just don't start any
Yay.
fires,
Right.
Because it's going to be dry and beautiful and sunny.
Yeah.
I'll get to it in a minute, but while we're talking about the Hooch, I always tell people if you've not been to downtown and you want to see what all the fuss is about, this is a
Go
great
this
event.
weekend. Yeah.
It's like the waterfront was built for
For
this
this
event.
event.
You can stand there
I
at that
haven't been.
intersection. It's
You should go.
amazing. You can view what couple thousand, 10,000 rowers, 2,000 boats. I
It's
think.
a spectacle. I mean, it's
You
something.
think the kids would like it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the second largest rowing regatta, I think, in the country, and the only reason it's not the first is it can't get any bigger. And neither can the other one, which is in Boston. They
Okay.
literally,
We've literally filled the
Awesome.
river.
that's
and-
it.
and-
It's called the Head of the Hooch because it started down in Atlanta area, and they outgrew it, came here, and they can't fit any more time slots into the day.
That's it.
On the rivers.
full.
So, but
Cool.
what I like is you can stand there at that intersection of Riverfront Parkway and Market, and you
kinda look out.
and you see the city and the people that are fans that are in town are walking from their hotels or the restaurants to the boats that are right there. You're standing
Awesome.
among them. So
Fun. I have
It's a race, so
pretty
there's
cool.
built-in drama. There's built-in,
high school
it's fun.
teams, college teams,
Cool.
teams from all over the country.
probably have a lot of people coming from all over the country too
Yes.
to watch.
No question. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
into rowing, this is a big deal. So.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to mention, because of the weather, and
Uh-huh.
I admire them for thinking of this, UTC had their wrestling intramural match
Oh.
on Chamberlain Field outdoors last
Nice.
week.
Because
And it
why
went-
not?
It went so well, their opening match, I think it's against Furman. If I'm wrong on that, I apologize. But it's Saturday morning at 11 o'clock on Chamberlain Field. If you're a season ticket holder, they've got your chair. They'll have your name on it. Go on out.
That's
if you're
awesome.
not, show up. They're going to have concessions, and Chamberlain Field for a long time people is now basically an open field.
But they set up mats and stuff. They're not
Yeah,
wrestling.
they're going to have
grass.
it. No,
But
it's not original
Greco-Roman wrestling. They're clothed.
But what a great idea for them to think of taking advantage of this crazy weather that we're having.
Yeah,
So, and
that's a really bright idea, and it kind of gives you a new way to see if you're not haven't been a big wrestling fan in the past and want to check it out. You can kind of wander up to it, I guess, and
wander
see what
up,
it's
take
all
your
about.
blanket, your chair.
There sounds like so many Facebook Live possibilities
I
this
know, we could go.
Good
weekend.
ones.
Yeah.
You could wrestle somebody.
I can.
Blake Shelton.
Okay. It's on. Game on.
Talk to his publicist about that.
Oh, I got the
Leslie's
number right
afraid.
here. It's like on speed dial at this point.
And of course, Normal Palooza Saturday as well.
Oh,
at
that's
Normal
right.
Park
Yeah.
Elementary. Our
My
friend-
daughter's birthday is also Saturday. Lots
We'll
going
take
on.
her to that. Our friend Nick Let's Go, who was Music
Yep.
Wednesday
Love him.
last
Great
week,
guy.
is going to be the headliner. So.
Really? Wow. There's so much to do. We gotta get busy. I mean, this one's gonna be at the
Yeah,
Ho-Ho
this is a good
Expo.
weekend. I know I say this every weekend, but I think I mean it more this time. This is a good weekend to get off the couch and do some stuff, some things that you won't be able to do at any other time this year. Maybe never again. I don't know.
Savor this good weather.
Nick Let's Go is going to be
Oh, I love
blowing
Nick
up
Let's
so
Go.
big. He may not
He
be
is.
available to do this next year because he's going to be touring with some
He
huge
won't
band.
talk to us anymore.
Yeah, he's going to be too famous.
I hope not.
Hopefully not,
I hope-
Nick.
yeah.
You're always invited back here,
He
though.
won't do
And
that.
then, if you need a chill after all of that, Matilda Midnight we review in our dining article this week in Chattanooga Now, which is available tomorrow for you to grab one. We also have stuff on the web. But Matilda Midnight is my favorite place, as you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you like the 1950s decor, the sort of sipping a
Ambiance.
martini with Frank Sinatra vibe of the
I
place.
do.
They actually do make a fantastic martini there.
You're a martini connoisseur.
I have had a martini or two from time to time, and that place does it correctly. So
Yeah, it is-
my hat's off to them. It's a simple drink, but a lot of people mess it up.
You're
so
right.
it's nice that somebody's willing to just get it out there the correct way. They also do a great old fashioned.
Yeah. It's like Manhattan, too.
Yeah,
Good wine selection.
it's almost as if we've been there more than once.
This is in the old Stone Fort place.
Correct, the old
Yeah,
Stone Fort
now
Inn.
it's
They
the
recently
Dwell.
renovated it. Yeah, there's a hotel.
It's our hangout.
There's a hotel there. It's right down the street.
We haven't invited him.
You should come. Let's go right now.
Come. Let's go.
We'll bring our Facebook audience.
It really is an amazing place. It has so much character. It's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it. The old Stone Fort Inn.
You may see us there.
Over by what is it next to? Sort of close to City Hall.
Yeah.
Near the Pickle Barrel.
Yep.
We try not to go during the day, but
We'll go with
Yeah.
drinking locations for the landmarks.
Yes. Yeah, we are reporters. I mean, yeah. Okay, so there's lots to do. We've gone
God.
over it all. I feel like is there something we're missing though? I feel like we're missing something. Are we missing something?
Well, go ahead.
No, so we hit everything I can.
What I like to do this time of year is start planning out my Christmas shopping. That's the one Christmas thing I do like to do because,
Stressful.
because there's deals on Amazon and other places every day coming up now. So it's time to start looking out for those deals. You'll get the doorbusters and all that, once Christmas actually rolls around. But if you want to be a smart shopper and get some cool stuff this year, start looking for deals now. Because there's typically they're trying to move product ahead of the Christmas season. So
And
you
as
can
we
also
get,
go self shopping.
as we get older, they seem to
yourself a
take
gift.
days away. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
quick.
And I believe CBL, which owns Hamilton Place Mall and some other malls, is actually going to be closed on Thanksgiving this year. They're not doing Black Thursday. That's going back to Black Friday. So if you were thinking, I'm going to eat my turkey dinner
No.
and my stuffing
No.
and my weird gelatin stuff, and then I'm going to head out to go shopping, incorrect. You won't be able to do it. You'll have to go the next day. So just keep that in mind as well. No, there will be a Cyber Thursday, but no Black Thursday
At
this
least
year.
locally and some of their other malls around the country.
And that'll give some of the employees time off with their families as well, which I'm sure they all appreciate, being able to do that.
I
That's
have
what they're
a
doing, but it
feeling-
also recreates Black Friday.
Yeah, as
There's
a-
more emphasis on that.
So they essentially said, it's a business decision. They essentially said we were getting the same sales as we ever were on Black Friday. It was just spread across 2 days, and we had double the overhead because we had to pay everybody to be there for 2 days instead of one. So it was a business decision, but
It's all about money.
yeah,
Everything is.
they are a business.
I'm sure we're gonna probably be among the Black Friday folks.
You like to go
I
out
see that
for the
coming.
spectacle?
No, I don't, but I think you're going to make me.
Yeah.
Yes. I see that coming. I see that coming.
5 in the morning.
We'll try to get you to get run over by a cart carrying a big screen TV, like the last one on sale, and somebody's.
Angry shopper.
That's right. We'll get some anger, some pushing, and some shoving. It's going to be great.
You're supposed to defend me, but you know, we'll see
Well,
what happens.
I'll try, but I'll be holding the camera.
Yeah, I know what we were forgetting. I know
What's
what we were
that?
forgetting. The sign. The sign
yes.
that's
the
coming.
songbirds. Supposed to go up tomorrow.
Songbirds, for people who don't know, is over in the now renovated area of the Chattanooga Choo Choo that for a long time was a whole lot of nothing. Now it's going to be a whole lot of guitars from all over the place, and these are not just guitars that a certain person has touched or played, but these are truly rare guitars. The first, the second type of X guitar, get this Gibson or that Gibson that has ever been made. They're going to rotate them through, and they're going to have special collections. It's going to be what's the superlative on that? It's the biggest. It's
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest.
I don't know. Yeah, it's one of the 2 best in the world. There's
the
no
world,
question
yeah.
about
In the
that.
world.
It's how there's not really a quantifier. There's no agency that
Yeah.
looks at these sorts of things, but it's one of the largest, if not the, and certainly one of the most valuable guitar collections in the world.
So why is the sign a big deal?
Because it shows its opening, and the sign itself is a 50-foot neon sign, so it's going to
That's
very
why it's a
old
big deal.
school,
It's
almost
retro.
like a Hard Rock Cafe sort of a.
So we are going to be out tomorrow. We're getting out of the building, and we're planning on it. I mean, breaking news can always happen, but to go to the old Tomorrow building and take an exclusive construction tour of what's
Behind
going
the
on
scenes,
there.
formerly Yesterday's, now the Tomorrow Building. You see what they did there, and we'll be looking around
Yeah,
these
that's the
tiny. This is the new thing. You young millennials, you don't like a lot of square footage or stuff. You just get like a little hotel room, and then you enjoy the amenities of the city rather than having all those amenities built into a
Live.
house or an
Good.
apartment complex. So people are doing this, and then they only need enough space for a bed, a bike, and a fridge, basically, and then out they go. And
I'm
they
all
enjoy,
for it.
They enjoy the bar. So this is a new style of living that we've seen emerge in Chattanooga recently, and the Tomorrow Building is being specifically built to help house a lot of these young, creative developer, graphics types that are working at a lot of these new tech companies that we're seeing, like, working with the Lamppost Group and these others that we've seen in this area. So a lot of young creatives, some of them local, a lot of them coming from other places, and I think we'll really see a renaissance in that area once that opens, and we'll see. And there's some other buildings in that area too that people are eyeballing now that they want to renovate. That were, again, nothing in there. Chattanooga used to have 1 million square feet of empty space, nothing going on. Old office buildings. Everybody moved out to Brainerd and other places, and so we're seeing that replaced now with the residential, with apartments, with condos.
Can you tell he used to be a real estate reporter?
It's bringing a lot of vibrancy back to the downtown. So we'll see that.
And
continue
that's
to
the part of
flourish.
town that hadn't gotten the attention.
No,
Yeah.
because you had the
That
North
part
Shore
right
got a
there.
bunch of development, and then the South Side, and now what are we calling that? Downtown, not Midtown, because that's Brainerd.
Yeah,
not Midtown. It should be Midtown. I want to take Midtown back from Brainerd and apply it to this area, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
Valiant effort.
I'll apply for a permit.
Okay, yeah.
I'm with you.
So we want to thank Arch Willingham. He works with Cornerstones too, and we talked to him earlier for the downtown preservation, all of that on near the terminal, that area.
Yes, across from the Choo Choo, the old St. George's, I
Yeah.
believe, and then the Ellis restaurant, my restaurant, that's shuttered as well. So we're hoping. We haven't seen a lot of movement with those buildings,
Right.
but we're hoping.
Oh, there's
that,
some. You've got the tea shop and
yeah.
Yeah.
Magnolias.
So
Yeah, next door. But we're hoping that St. George's, they have some plans. They're working on some drawings with some architects, and so we may even see that start to take off once we get some density downtown.
So thanks, Arch,
Well-
for doing the Tomorrow building.
Another reason for
Tomorrow.
why the songbirds is important, because
Yeah.
that feeds.
Yeah.
It's one
It's
more
there on
thing.
Station Street,
Yep.
which used to be 14th Street, which used to be the loading dock for the Choo Choo. So now it's this. They're hoping it will become the sort of courtyard
Yeah.
for at least that area. And so yeah, people come down, they can hang out, they can go to the Comic Cats, they can go see a show at Revelry or Track 29. want to live over where you're talking about. So
Walk over there, or
Yeah.
bike over there, have a few beers, listen to some music, come back.
Sounds good.
Although BUIs are a thing, biking under the influence, so be careful out there.
That
guys.
is
even if
true.
you're on that big thing with like
Yeah.
20 people.
Well, that's okay
That's
because you're not
that's-
steering it.
that's
You're just
okay.
providing the power.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds
I've
like a
seen
lot of
few
work.
people there that might have been overserved.
Overserved a little bit.
Imagine that. But we're going to be bouncing around, or we plan on it, like I said, tomorrow building the Songbird sign. So we're going to try to show
week.
you everything we're talking about. Pretty cool. Okay, Chattanooga Now, available to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, both in print form, inserted into the paper, so pull that out after you look at everything else, of course, the comics and the obits and whatnot, and the news. And
Yeah.
then you can also go to timesfreepress.com/ChattanoogaNow and get everything in digital form if you want that too. So we try to give it to you however you want it. If you got any suggestions, tips, questions, comments, especially
Blake
complaints,
Shelton.
complaints go to Barry. But
Send
also
them-
he
send
takes
them to
tips,
me.
right? If you
Yeah,
know about
yeah.
something going on that we haven't covered or that we should be covering, go ahead and drop an email to Barry. You can send it to news@timesfreepress.com, or what's another good?
Well, seriously, if you have events that you want to publicize, send it to Find It, FINDIT at ChattanoogaNow.com.
Find it at ChattanoogaNow.com
Yeah,
for
that's,
if you've got an event or something that you think merits our attention. And we love hearing about that. So if you've got something going on, I know people walk up to me on the street and they say, man,
Yeah.
I've got this thing and I put a Facebook group up, but nobody
Yeah.
knows about it. Well, we can tell, a couple of million people about it. So let us know and we'll help you out.
We want to have everything in here.
Yeah, we do.
And always ask us on here.
We want it
if
to
you
be a
have
one-stop
questions.
shop.
Okay. See ya. Peace.